Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make the most amazing red velvet cupcakes. You guys have been asking for it and it's finally here, the most amazing red velvet cupcakes. And these cupcakes are perfection. To start, you'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour along with 2 cups of granulated sugar. You'll also need 1/3 cup of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons to 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. You'll get a more vibrant red color if you use a little bit less of the cocoa powder, so 2 tablespoons. But if you want a little bit of the better flavor, you'll use 1/4 cup and just have a very deep red cupcake. Then add in 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then I'll use my hand mixer to give this a quick mix until it's just combined. Then we'll pour in 1 cup of buttermilk, or you can use a buttermilk substitute from my website, and 2/3 cup of warm water. Then add in 3 large eggs, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, which will keep this nice and moist, 1 teaspoon of distilled white vinegar that gives this cupcake its distinct flavor. We'll just pull that bowl out. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oops, I better wash my hands and clean up a little. Then the last ingredient is 2 tablespoons or 1 fluid ounce of liquid red food coloring. Be careful with this one so you don't dye your countertops. Then we're gonna use our hand mixer to mix this all together. Keep it on a low speed so you don't beat too much air in there, and stop and scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl so you make sure everything gets mixed in. Then you'll need to line a muffin tin with those cute little paper liners. Now this recipe makes 24 cupcakes, so you'll either need 2 pans or just work in batches and let the pan cool off in between. I like to use a little ice cream scoop because it's really convenient for cupcakes. Grab some of that batter and fill each cupcake liner 2/3 of the way full. And then we're gonna bake these in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 22 minutes. While the cupcakes are baking, we're gonna put together our frosting. You can use a cream cheese frosting for this, which is really easy to make. You can check for the recipe on my website. I'll give a link in the video description. Or what I'm gonna demonstrate for you today is some ERMINE icing, which is a cooked frosting. This frosting starts with 2 cups of granulated sugar, and 1/2 cup of flour, and just a pinch of salt. We're gonna whisk this together over medium heat. We're gonna let this mixture toast for just about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we're gonna slowly pour in 2 cups of whole milk. You want it to be whole milk so you can have that extra fat content. Make sure you scrape the sides and bottom so all of that flour and sugar mixture gets mixed in, and we're gonna bring this to a simmer. Now it is tempting to increase the heat to make it come to a simmer faster, but you'll want to keep this over a medium heat. It will thicken as it heats up. I'll switch to a rubber spatula so you can see the consistency here. As it heats up, it'll thicken and turn into a pudding-like consistency. Then we'll remove this from the heat and we're gonna transfer this to a bowl to cool off. Then we're gonna place plastic wrap so that it's touching the top, which will prevent a skin from forming, and pop this in the fridge to cool completely, which will take about 3 to 4 hours. Luckily, I already have one that's been chilling for the last 4 hours. Then you'll need 2 cups of unsalted softened butter, and we're gonna whip this with a hand mixer for about 2 minutes until light and fluffy. Then we're gonna start adding in our cooked milk mixture, 1 to 2 tablespoons at a time. Now, one of the reasons why this mixture has to cool is so that it doesn't melt the butter. Now, of course, you'll want to stop and scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl to make sure everything gets mixed in. Last, we'll mix in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You should end up with a frosting that is thick and creamy. Then I'm gonna transfer this to some piping bags. Then I'm going to refrigerate these until our cupcakes are completely cooled and ready to frost. Of course, do make sure these cupcakes are completely cooled, otherwise the frosting will melt. Frost them with whatever design or amount of frosting you'd like, and then you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos, where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.